This is Rocknrollsailor with the third part of Tugboat, narrated version of the third book in the Wild Rider series. Enjoy. Swing low, sweet chariot. Now how can a chariot be sweet other than that its slow, steady camel strut anchors in the belly-born memory of waggling, swinging gently sideways in the fluid, hollow earth, orb, womb, vessel. Floating in liquid life, the witch's brew, drink of the month beer and the week ladies' night special, chamomile tea, rosewater sprinklers and ice-cold tequila tonic spritzers. Swing low, jump high, reach for your toes and let your wings fly. Oh, favor the winds that carry your dancing limbs through the whirlings of our collective imagination. That's where we really truly only meet. In the converging lines of our collective dreams, our mutual, though possibly conflicting wishes, our forgotten freaky curses and silly spells. We sniff each other out for the proper parts to play as we sneak and stride through the benches and pulpits of the theaters of existence. We only live in dreams as potent as the spice and sweets of human passions, and inhumane restrictions surging through our veins. We dream in dreams as we live and die in life, everlasting, ever evolving, ever creating, ever destroying, ever transforming life that itself never truly dies, but forever changes form and matter. So dance your dream awake. At night are lonely like beautiful women, lonesome and lethally frail. The thigh curves of the tidal waves are breathing like a deep and gentle wind, soon to quicken with anticipation and refreshing release, as the deadening and turning tide beckons the winds to turn with her and greet the rising dawn with equally rising force and fervor. The butterflied belly, the oiled skin, the salivating hungry lips, the mocking spray in your face, the gentle smile in the breaking waves of passion as her back arches and the ship rises on the next wave. The sea salt tastes like honeydew in the sight of no land, no restrictions, no shallows, neither rock nor wreck in the vicinity, endangering your night's galloping ride as the moonlight reflects the laughter in your eyes and the whiteness of your cum, your widespread eyes. The pearly shine of moist pussy and teeth sinking into flesh as we bite through the frontiers of orgaspace. My cock-questing cosmonaut drawn into your wormhole cunt on a death-defying expedition to universal peace and unity forevermore. Could you stand eternal bliss? Being lighter than a feather, being formless, shapeless, beautifully invisible, light, being enlightened, being pure, being the tiger and the lamb, the snake and the bird and the mouse and the owl and all of the suns at once. Can you stand it? Could you stand simply being a tree, one tree standing rooted, being a stander, a brancher, a multitude of arms and legs reaching up and down like an embarked nerve structure, a sky supporter rather than a scraper, a canopy of leaves in the summer sun, yet a bundle of ghastly waving ghosts spooking in the shivering dead of pale winter nights. Stand being water, formless yet all shapes, droplets and masses, mists and drenching rain, towering clouds and sweet mountain pools, so deep the sun never warms, but your skinny top layer and a quickening dive into your emotions is a short plunge into death. Sexy, laughing, trickling fountain and screaming, shouting, chanting, thundering, hurting, trashing, crashing, showering waterfalls, life bringer and quencher of thirsts, fearsome slayer and rickety roller coaster to seafarers and summer Sunday tourist thrill seekers alike, part of every being on earth, running through their veins, their hearts, their guts, their brains, as through their bladders, their shit, their mud, their earth. Could you stand it? You stand being you for real in various realities, in questing and finding alike, in peeking, peering, wishing, portraying, performing, perforating existence with every hole we punch in the frickin' time clocks, roll calls, dress and undress rehearsals of our overachieving fucking selves, our over-punctuating, stressing, debating, circumventing, circumcising, circus clown credential cards that we open the doors to our phallic business temples with. No more need to close them, they drop shut behind you all by themselves, whichever side you're on. Standing ovation then to the guillotine for an encore. Butchered by revenge, need or greed or worse, pensionary redundancies, forgetfulness. Can you stand it that the constant insecurities are best survivable when seen as an adventure, a rolling sea of ups and downs and currents leading astray and winds pulling at your hair whilst filling the sails that tuck your creaking carcass of wooden bones and lumbering muscle onwards through the cosmic dance? Can you stand the bleeding to be alive, the trench foot of alertness, the dumbing down to action, any action, whatever the consequence, rather than stifling inertia, settling you down for ante-facto rigor mortis, as the thoughts become objects of observation, and the thinker thins his thoughts to drinking water, the observer you disassociates to a multiverse of shrapnel, broken mirrors, faceted versions of the same moment, the same circumstance, the same you parts, observing other you parts, parts conversing with them, and they parts, the same you, excruciatingly you, diverting and reconverging on observing yourself in and simultaneously as a mirror of and to the world and worlds around you, and a diversity of yous that make up your being, your armor, your stockpile of reactions and larder of thoughts, your carpet of warm-footedness and fireside rug of beastly lived passion, in the tenderness of moments, your you, yes, and you know, all those neurons, voices, ripples, shivers, trumpets, tremors, templates, shockwaves, shy waves, obsessive rut routine addicts, and happiness slaves. Can you stand that endlessness of choices without refusing the myriad options it bestows on you? The multitude you, the masses of you, the body weight don't hesitate you, the starving you. We all do starve. Some starve themselves of joy and sacrifice their life to seriousness and similar ailments. Some starve themselves of pleasure for fear of losing control. That's the quickest way to lose it. Some starve themselves of compassion and turn their empathic sensory information into a database of victims, be they plant, beast, or human, employees, clients, or beauty itself. We all starve each other and ourselves as we all gorge upon the feast, the banquet, the humors, the fruits, seeds, nuts, and berries, the juicy genitals, the sun-laden orchard, balcony breasts, the waving fields of corn and grain like pubic hairs on Venus' Temple Mount, waiting to be shaved, sheathed, and shafted for the ritual offerings to all the deities of cosmic remembrance, the union of embrace till your bloodshot eyes starshine like embers in the psychedelic nebula of Orgaspace. The feast that is Earth. We gorge upon her not just like puppies on a row of tits, but like maggots in an open wound. Deep burrowing desert wasp larvae and oil-drilling mosquitoes under the skin, the crust, the deep blue seas, like termites building with shit and spit, like unstoppable fire ants, like colonies of aliens, alien to the millions of beings, survival cultures, mechanisms, and nerve codes, single and zillion-celled beings, symbiotic, neurotic, exotic, self-protectingly toxic, being you. Can you stand it? Being us, one of them, the perpetrating victims, the sadist sufferers, the secretive shouters, the cocksucking pouters, the bare-chested heartless, the ruthlessly scared, the scarred healers, the crowned kneelers, the poets of numbers and carvers of flesh, the rhetorical fools and bespoken idiots, the us, the they, all the theys. Can you, as a single cell, an individual, a dendrite in the species human body, can you stand it? Take a seat, grab a happy hammock, lie down, run, jump, dance, cross your legs and meditate, stand on your head and levitate beyond the gravitas of compression, stand in you do. And whatever reasoning holds your bones upright in a bundle of sinews and nerves, whatever flow of emotion travels your bosom, balls, pussies, pinkies, and toes, whatever crackling, lightning, fighting fireworks, neurostorm rages under your dome sky skull, whatever gets you through the night, however you make it through the day, you are the cosmos. As simple as that. And you dream you, and all of us dream all of us into, through, and out of existence. And around the merry dance again, looping and jumping and time warping and stumping, turning and churning the butter from the Milky Way to the planetary lumps of clay. Do you dare to dance the wittiest way? The wittiest way of walking, the art of staggering and stalking, the rolling stumble as the stubble grows on Venus' Temple Mount, spring charged again, while her clitoral shrine shines in the caress of time's lizard's tongue, the space-traveling turtle, the hunchback's hurdle, the dance of life through space and time. Do you care to cook with a salty tear and a minty smile, a daring hot look, and a million-layered pastry of paper-thin thoughts, nuts, and maddeningly sweet with caramelized pleasures of the countless senses that we are, every cell awareness packed? Do you know you're aware out there? Beyond your fingertips, your line of sight, beyond the rage of your drum-tuned hearing, beyond your knowing, beyond the great divide of senses five and inner stirrings. Are you aware you are aware out there? Wherever are our borders, boundaries, cell codes, emotional wrappings like condomed gifts, where do we end? Do we warp in on ourselves? Our marrow filled with Milky Ways and starshine rushing through our bones as we wander around, wondering what to cook for dinner and how to get to sleep without fear of the dark, without as within. Leave a light on in the corner of your mind. Yet my mind doesn't work anymore. It functions fantastically. It just doesn't work anymore. It lives. And the relaxation of existential balance feels like there's palm trees growing from your spine, and your brain became a happily swinging hammock underneath the suns. A zen seed of awareness in the sky dome of your skull, while fun, fear, pleasure, pain, laughter, regret, heated love lust, and cool, soothing post-orgastic sighs, virulent visions of the light fantastic and blind doing course through the night and day of your being you. Like the waters running through the worlds, your thoughts standing like trees, your bones like rock, your breath the wind caressing and making bow, bend and break, every movement a facet of the cosmic dance, everlasting, dream time, dream time. Wake up to the dream time. And keep your feet on the ground. Fractional time and space, ever bleeding, ever sucking, ever giving, ever grasping, gasping, love, life, in, out, in, out, in, out. Ideas grow dreams, grow ideas, growing dreams, growing ideas, growing, singing, spiraling, synergy, ideas grow dreams, grow ideas. Keep your feet on the ground and your head in the stars. Dreams grow ideas, grow dreams. Ideas grow, dreams grow. Ideas grow, dreams grow, growing, ideas growing, dreams in an ever-evolution of growing conscious cosmic awareness. Dream yourself aware beyond the bend and broken mirroring of past recollection. As we collectively assign ourselves our place in the freshly baked morning, taking up our roles of acting audience while the whole play runs on improv, and survival itself gives the only cues and clues. No God from the machine, no final curtain. This exhausting experimental drama, burlesque, tragic, yet most of all relentless comedy divine, that keeps our heads spinning as the spaceball ballerina Earth pirouettes us beyond the veil of futures ever evolving. Did you ever sleep on a cardboard bed? Piss in a bucket? Crap in a bag? Ever figure that the homeless in winter keep walking through the shopping district because the flooding lights of mass exclusivity heats up the street, thus taking a little of that eternal chill out of their bones? Ever contemplate how everybody is surprisingly close to obliteration by redundancy, divorce, redelegation, homejacking, revolution in the workforce, younger slaves for lesser pay, untamed cocks, fresher armpits, perkier tits, easier prey? Humans are such a world of their own upon this planet, or seem to be, till you start counting all the Anansi god spider kinds. I mean, there's even a little fisherman spider somewhere along the Amazon that casts its web like a net over the water. All the ant workers, colonizer foragers, arse crack crawlers, the cool tower termite builders. Basically, if every human on the planet each started studying one specific special species kind, I don't think we'd be studying them all. So why are we so fucking self-absorbed, so totally about us, that it takes near wipeouts around the planet before we notice it's actually there, alive and responsive, susceptible to pain and cataclysm, volatile as it is vulnerable? Is moon-dry cratered desert landscapes on Earth the price we've paid for going up there? Shall we send up a magnet satellite to start collecting the space debris before it starts hailing nuts and bolts, or will those be collected for scrap and sold at high price like space manna from the sky? Shall we glow in the dark from octopus radiation, implants, high octane? You should see me under black light. Shine a light, baby, at the end of your tunnel. My brightest fireside favorite, that freakish fear of post-Hiroshima stress. It was keeping billions of people in thrall for decades in a near-boiling Cold War. Collective post-traumatic stress syndrome, anybody? And then when the shit hits the fan, the atom hits the dirt, the squirt hits the skirt, it's by accident, blowout, shockwave, ultra bad luck. Some things just suck until they bite. And we shrug and have another sandwich. Thank you, Lord Gambler. While we track the iridescent pollution via satellite and invest our dreams and attention in favorable currents and currencies to save us from the shining. So after splitting our experiences in good and bad, heaven and hell, we went on to split people into races, and then split body from mind, and thought from feeling, and then positive from negative charge, and then atoms, and quite frankly, it looks like the more we split, the worse it gets. The world's more and more divided as the heat steams up the planet and the veg begins to simmer. The crabs start talking of hightailing into Mars and beyond. If you can't cook, you can't run a family, a company, a country, or a continent just because you'll never have sufficient understanding of the uniqueness of your ingredients. There's specific ways of cut, slice, and dice, grind, rip, and peel. You won't know which cultural spices blend and which in moderation can give your palate a needed fruity, dissonant touch, what to boil or broil or for how long. You'd burn your fingers on a hot social oven of slow-built understanding and lengthy, roasty relationships, and melt your skin on the frying variety of chips that we all have on our shoulders, or the scalding hot steamer full of broccoli brainheads sending up vapor trails that mash your brain to mucus and make you talk like a politician. Science is cooking with the ingredients of the universe. The alchemic arts by now so differentiated, the witches' cauldrons turn to think tanks and petri dishes, the bat's wings to lab rats and afterbird cake, the pendulum to swirling DNA extractors whose results are read like palms and wisdom cards predicting future as past, and the bill is due now, as it always is. Coined the phrase, a penny for your thoughts, may I have your attention, please? There's a collection being held right now. Be vigilant before which catch only, please. Scams don't run on credit for long, no matter how beautiful they look in the pale blue waters of reverie and luck. Narcissus drowns. Please beware of pickpockets. Tip somebody on the way out and tell them about us, this weird body of withering bipeds called the human species, rummaging around on the decks of spaceship Earth. If you can't cook, how you gonna eat and what and why that? If you can't cook, how you gonna taste your different moods? Know when to simmer and how to stir fry without the flame hitting in the pan and sauce exploding all over like blood in a panic attack shootout? How long does it take for ice to cool to cream, ready to be gently whipped? If you never held a ladle, you'll never know. Poached egg titties, slow baking ham buttocks, grilled sausage, wiener penises, and steamy pollock dumplings. Straight from the tagine cooking is a testimony to either your lust for life or the dry crackers and stale crisps, take away stainless and plastic container food. That's the harsh, regimentary diet of a working ant. Watching the world go by in 3,000 varieties of porn and dice games, factoids and fetishes, hang-ups and hang-arounds, hopes and nightmares. And some wild wind, some night, maybe a double burger, a three-course meal, a healthy handshake, a wholesome drink, flesh and blood, a mind and spirit partner. Love is so cute in its ever-evolving varieties. Dream reality, dream love, dream time. Space is the place, and the place is Earth. I remember seeing a pair of horses trotting along, each with a captain booted biped saddled upon themselves. And I watched as they went from the asphalt street turning into the sandy park lane, and still my body remembers the delighted shiver that coursed through their every nerve when they realized bare earth godmother's skin underneath their hooves. And we break our backs on the sun-baked tarmacs of the urban worlds and drive out to have a walk in nature, run through a virtual forest on a treadmill in a gym because our lives got so comfortable we need exercise in order to survive it. The gluttony, obesity, couch marathons, drive-ins, zap-away days, silver trays of tinfoil and cardboard burgers with sauce and grease dripping like beastly overheated pussy on a platter for drooling pervies to munch on, dive into with hands, claws, fangs, dick fingers, and the acrobat of pleasure. The tongue. That speaking, smacking, licking, twirling, teasing, pleasing mouth cock with a twisty tip and a rafty shaft sliding in, out, in, out, in, out of the upper mouth, up, down, up, down, up, down, the pleasure zone, in, out, in, out, in, out. Female orgasms last forever, a rising storm roller coaster riding the nights of horses galloping through the mists of the Milky Way, Venus and Mars long past. We lose all opposition in honest sex as it unites us in extremes, the fiercest battle leading to mutual surrender amidst raging neurostorms and biochemical assaults of blissful well-being, being 1 and 2, 2 and 1, 2 feet, 1 6, 2 breasts, 1 head, 1 tongue, 2 eyes, to feast upon the radiant beauty of pearly pleasures and moonshine looks, hot lips and sensual sex pots. The joy of looking, watching, observing, spying, prying, without touching, waiting for spontaneity to playfully reveal the sprouting nipple, the rippling demarcation line of lingerie under a tight dress, the bulging jeans hiding a rising cock like a cat in a sock, sex in the eyes of the beholder, and the world is an ode to erotica. Follow the beam cast by the lustful towering virility lighthouse, the one-eyed giant stomping at the gate. Seek the well-known secret mermaid's temple pool and dive into the lakes of sensual compassion till the whirling, churning drives the orgastic vortex through your skull, feet, chakras, and hands, and bliss breaks you down into atoms. Taste everything at once in a moment of non-existence, a petit mort, the synergy of mutual orgasm that unites beyond division, the fusion of extremes replenishing to the core of body, mind, and soul, loading us up with energies, colors, humors, insights, sighs, cries, laughter, and relief, fusion, mixed emotions, mixed people, mixed cooking, mixed atoms, mixed minds, mixed countries, mixed interest, a daily smoothie of Zen philosophy, mixed pleasures, mixed business, mixed works of art, mingled or mangled. mixed feelings about it all. Mix yourself up and be a cocktail of Bavarois, sauce hollandaise, sperm frappe over chocolate mousse or strawberry giggles. Mix the music. Mix your mind. Mix the life tunes. Till the elements fuse amidst the folly of beauty and a frenzy of fear. Feel the rage and calm the bounty and the bite, the remorse and reward, the beguiling, lustful dawn of fresh imagination. New ideas born from the fusion of begotten impressions. Of course you've had it in the air before. The Vaseline jar of social etiquette is exhausted, while we blame the discomfort in sitting on the lousy seats riding the subway of nightmarish routine. Fresh imagination. Mix, mingle, master, mind, muster, mirror, recognize, fusion. Dance your dream awake. Yeah, we die all the time, so why not live a little, much loads more? I find a little more living starts with asking a heck of a lot more questions and really peeling the past from my eyes for Highland's sake. Such filters looks, such thought-constructed microscopes and emotional sonars we use, tuned and calibrated to our different sets of norms and normals. See if you can go out and smell anything beyond the vehicle mists and perfume clouds. Try look beyond the conditioning billboards of your rational hamster wheel. Be your own lab rat and pick the lock to your own cage. Try changing the optics on your binary binoculars as you gaze through the info foam that splashes in the face, coming down a wave riding the web surf. And see the throbbing, pulsating, radiant heart caged in the ribs for its own protection, stomping a symbiotic rhythm with the lungs as you heave and hold, heft and rest the weights of your thoughts during daily workout. Dance your dream awake. All those little wishes seem so hard to follow up on, to remember them by the time they come true, and they do come true. And often we notice a shimmering glimpse of it, but forgot the wish, the dream, or just say it's not important anymore. And time disintegrates it again into particles of possibilities rising to the skies, only to amass and fall from primal clouds into a sea of war soup, the potion of motion, distilled over and over from the dream juice and the ripened fruits of fantasy. Pluck yourself a little fruit of fantasy every day. It keeps Dr. Death at bay. So people tend to want to dream big and create dreams made up of little dreams, facets of construction and design as volatile and vulnerable as our theater host, whose squatted stage we call our own, so big, that they carry dreams forward for ages, eons, generations, young dreams, petrified dreams, ripening like cheese or overripe like hiking socks after a long trail. Through the blazing landscapes of history, stiffening and stifled dreams, ever-growing dreams like weeds through the pavement, reminding us of our true nature beyond the concrete reasonings and processed seasonings of our rat culture dreams, dreams, dreams. Dreams of rainbows while the laughing sun close by plays with the raindrops and cloudscapes and the pot of gold is ever far away. Dreams of wherever, whatever couples finding each other all over again, all the time rejoicing in new life, ready to sacrifice their precognitions in the new light of dawn. Dreams channeling emotions, translating colors to language, form to movement, vibration to thrill. Keep your feet on the ground and your head in the stars. The many suns far away reminding you that no matter how big your dream, you're small So your dream will never be too big, as unobtainable as it may be. And who can claim to own a dream? So let it be bigger to you as it already was. Dreams don't fulfill by keeping them small. Yet like kids must outgrow. We often dream silliness, so in response after the party, the one-night stand, the business venture at another's expense, the bubblegum bell and Pyrrhic expanse, we can let go of it like paper boats set sail in the overrun gutters of mistrust and loading. Gladly sad we lost it. The creep shows we haunt ourselves into daily submission with resculpted, broken, remolded, and remodeled dreams. Some death masks and some bronze baby shoes, some clay, some steel, some trash, some ash. Dreams we eat, and dreams we sleep, and dreams we sing, and dreams we dance, and dreams we drum with every heartbeat of our lives. Dream time. Dream time. Are you awake yet? Round the globe, the dawn circle dances and puts night watchers to bed as the early birds stir and ruffle their feathers on the way to work. Daycare.